Hello my dear student, welcome to my new channel English Door. Today I'm going to help you learn a new lesson that is all about a verb in past tense. That means our lessons will be going on the use of verbs past simple form in past simple tense. Okay my dear student, let's get started. Our lesson, the simple past tense. In the lessons, we'll be going to learn meaning and use of verbs in past simple form or structure of past simple tense, and exercise. Okay, we can go ahead. My dear student, our first part, meaning and use. Hello, my dear student, our first part, meaning and use of past simple tense. Our first questions. When do we use the simple past tense? We use the simple past tense to express the idea that an action is started and finished at a specific time in the past. What do you mean? That means that an action that is started in the past time and also finished in the past times is no longer today, not now. What are the common time expressions used with the past tense? Yesterday, last month, last year, last week, ago, before, or any time. That means in 1980, 1970, or 2010. For example, I saw Maria yesterday. Look, my dear student, here's a word adverb yesterday. Yesterday, I told you that indicates the past tense. That is why the verb is past form. I saw. Last Friday, look, here is another indication for past tense. Last Friday, last week, the students took their spelling and vocabulary test. Here, this is also past tense because the verb take used here as took. This is the past form. They got married 2 years ago. This is a phrase, okay? The time phrase, adverbial phrase. And this phrase indicates the past tense. That is why the verb is got. These actions are over and finished, and these actions are no longer now. How do we form the simple past tense? English has two types of verbs in the past tense: regular verbs and irregular verbs. Look at the following list of the past tense verbs. Which verbs are regular and which are irregular? Here are some verbs written one by one. Look: taught, walked, studied, gave, became, cried, lived, did. All the verbs are in past form, but there are some verbs irregulars and rest of the verbs are regular verbs. Okay, my dear student, let's check it out. The first one, taught, irregular. Walked, regular verbs. Studied, regular verbs. Gave, irregular. Became, irregular. Cried, regular. Lived, regular. Did, irregular. Now, my dear student, can you differ anything here why some verbs are in regular and rest of the verbs are irregular? Of course, there is a technique to understand to find out the regular and irregular verbs. Okay, let's go to the next page. Regular verbs are verbs that end with it sound. That means at the end there would be added 2 or 1 letters that would be, of course, the sound. Here are some examples. Simple form and past tense. That means past form. Walk. This is the infinitive form. That means base form of the verb. Study, cry, live. Okay, the first one, walk. The past tense, the past form is walked. Okay, that means that walked. At the end of the verbs, the pronunciations added with the sound. That means if you find any verbs that will be ended past forms with the sound, this is called regular verbs. The following examples are the same. Study, studied. Cry, cried. Here is very important matter look like. Look, my dear students. Here was cry, but here also cry, the same pronunciation. But the difference is that here was the last letter was Y and here is I. This is a part of English grammar. Whenever you will change a word to another form, if you find the last letter Y and before that there is a consonant, Y will be turned into I. That is why here the spelling is different. Live, lived. All the verbs at the end, the pronunciation, the sound, the sound, it. All the words, that is why we can call them regular verbs. Now, my dear students, turn for irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are verbs that don't end with it sound. Some irregular verbs have a vowel change in the past tense. That means the base form to the past simple form. Here the difference would be only the vowel letters. Look, here are some examples. Past simple and past tense. Look, simple form, that means verb base form, and past tense, that means verb in past form. Become, became. What is the difference between two verbs forms? The first one, O, the vowel has been changed. In the second one, A. In the same way, look, give. In the first one, give, the spelling G-I. Here I has been changed to A, give. Drive, drove. Forget, forgot. Here E has been changed to O. Here are the examples of irregular verbs. Those don't end with it sound. Only the regular verbs end with it sounds. And the verbs changed from one form to another form, that means simple form to past tense form, only changing the vowel. and these verbs are called irregular verbs. Other irregular verbs have a different kind of change. For example, teach. Irregular verbs. The past from taught. Bring, brought. Here, not only the vowel sound difference, but also the consonant sound and consonant letters different. Teach, taught, different. Bring, brought, different. Not only vowels, but also consonant. The word totally changed to another accent, the pronunciation. These verbs are also called irregular verbs. Also leave, left. Here, heard. Buy, bought. For example, Julia bought a new computer last weekend. Look, at the primary stage we had talked about the phrase, the indications why we would be called the sentence past tense. Here is example, last weekend. This adverbial phrase indicates the past time, that action already done. Julia bought a new computer last weekend. It's a past simple sentence. And some irregular verbs don't change at all. For example, hit, hit, put, put, set, set. These are the verbs, only they are different because they are changed. There is no change. You won't find any change there. Pronunciation, spelling, all the same. Present simple and past form of the verbs. Here's an example. The children set the table every Sunday. Here, the children set the table every Sunday. This is the present simple tense. But the other one, the children set the table last night. This is the past simple tense, but the both verbs are same. For regular verbs, simply use the "et" form of the verb in a positive sentence. Here we'll be talking about the use of past simple tense in positive form. For regular verbs, the verb will be used in the sentence in a positive form with "et" sound. Look, here is a positive sentence, or we can say affirmative form. When I was a child, the piano. The verb in the bracket is play. So this is indication of the past tense, past time. That is why the verb will be played. Okay. Donna visit Paris. The verb visit. Look, the first one, played. And Donna visited Paris. Here, visit would be visited. And both of the two sentences are in affirmative form. That is why there is no For irregular verbs, use the correct past tense form in positive forms. We use the same form with different subjects. Unfortunately, these forms must be memorized. Last week, I blank you a letter. Another sentence, look, the students at an English exam. They a great job. Here three verbs are irregular verbs. That means these three verbs won't be used in a sentence in past form with the sound d. Last week, I sent. This form must be memorized, okay? Because here is not only the vowel change but also the consonant letters change. Have, had. The students had an English exam. They did a great job. Do, the past form, did. Now, my dear students, for negative sentence, how will you use verb in negative sentence? Okay, in negative sentence, we will use verb with didn't, did not, or didn't. After using didn't or didn't, after using did not and didn't, we have to use the verb in base form, infinitive form. For example, I went to work yesterday. This is a past simple tense, and this is a positive form, positive sentence, affirmative. Negative form, I didn't go. Because of why? Here is the verb went, and the base form go. And we came to learn for negative sentence you have to use did not or didn't. That is why I didn't go to work yesterday. Exception verb be. My dear student, of course you have to remember the be is an exceptional verb. The be verb is special. Why? Because be verb never use didn't or did not with the verb be. Instead, just use in past form was or were not. That means no did not be or did not am or did not was. It's simple, only the be will be the same positions in his own form. Be is several forms. Am is in the present form, was or in the past form. Okay, that is why you should need to use only not. For yes or no questions, what is yes or no questions? The questions started with auxiliary verbs. We have to use did plus subject. My dear student, let me make you clear. In positive sentence, that means affirmative form, also you can use did, okay? In past simple tense. Not didn't. Did for positive sentence. That means starting with did, then subject, then verb in base form. Did you go to work yesterday? Here, look at this is positive sentence. And this is called yes no questions. Because the question is starting with auxiliary verb and there is no WH word. Did you come yesterday? Put the verbs between brackets into the correct form, simple past. Now this work will be done by the students, okay? No problem, my dear student. I'll help you, okay? Look, here is a passage. Last year, I spent my holiday in Ireland. It's great. I travel around the city by car with two friends and we visit lots of interesting places. In the evenings, we usually to a cave. We very lucky with the weather. It not rain a lot. We see some beautiful rainbows. I have an amazing holiday. This passage you have to complete with the right form of the verbs. Okay, my dear, so first one. Last year, this is the past indication, and the verb spent came to here, spent, the past form, and this is what? Regular verbs or irregular verbs? Is irregular verbs. Because the verb totally different, not only vowel, also consonant, and the verb word not used in the past form with the sound. And the next one, it was great. Be, right? In past form, what would be the form? Be, was, and were. And it is singular form, that is why the verb will be singular. That means was. And the next one, I traveled. This is what? Irregular verbs, because the verb end with it sound da. Around the city by car with two friends and we visit, and that would be visited. In evenings, we usually went to a cave. My dear students, you can guess why here went. Why? Because there is this present simple indication usually, right? But my dear student, this is a passage starting from the past tense time, past indication, and the action will be going on with the same tense because this is the one happening. We were very lucky with the weather. Why were? Because this is we, the subject plural form, and the be plural form were in past tense. And look, here's the negative sentence. That means here rain would be the base form, infinitive rain, and before rain we have to use didn't. We saw some beautiful rainbows. I had an amazing holiday. Now, student, this part for you to practice with your peer, your classmate. Sit with your classmate in pair to practice with what you have learned or review today. Sit with your classmate in pair to practice what you have learned or reviewed today. Okay, my dear student, good luck for today, and hope you have learned something. My dear student, if you really learned something from my lesson, of course, please subscribe my channel English Door, okay? And of course, press the bell icon if you like to watch my videos at the first. Okay, my dear students, see you again.